Welcome to video 3.2 of Quality Education and Data. This video will take a deeper look at district level data. For this session, we're going to be reviewing the latest Kids Can report. This is a report that is very different from the past 4 reports that we've produced. Since we've started the 2020-2021 school year virtually, our schools don't have the most current measures of readiness for thousands of kids. So the absence of relevant assessment data coupled with distance learning makes the teacher-parent partnership even more crucial. As parents and caregivers assume these new roles as lead in-person instructors, tech support, accountability buddies, among many more, it's important that we share tools and resources like these to ensure student success. Therefore, we believe parent access to student data can no longer be treated as a nice to have. It is a non-negotiable. Since we have no new assessment data for the last year, we're going to be looking at the trends for the past 4 years that students have had in West Contra Costa. And this is then going to help us understand where our own students are, and we'll also share some free online resources. All the folks watching this video will have access to this PowerPoint and a link to the Kids Can report where you can take your time to read all this information up close and personal. Focusing on reading, and this is on page 8 of the Kids Can report, reading is the fundamental building block of a student's education. Being able to read and read well is key to every other subject. By the end of 2nd grade, students are expected to have mastered those reading skills, so that they can then start applying that to 3rd grade material. Research has shown that students who are reading on grade level by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate and be successful in college and career. So when we look here over the last 4 years, we see that there has not been a lot of growth. We see that the ranges have been everywhere from 30 to 33% of students who are on 3rd grade reading level meeting or exceeding those standards. This next slide on page 9 of the report, you're going to have access to some really great links and some online free resources that can help you both with your child on the personal level as well as the systemic level. And again, you'll have links to this so that you can check those out. Early exposure to science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM majors and careers, is key to ensuring that students decide to take those courses later on. So most commonly, the journey begins with Algebra 1. This is often described as the gateway course, and it's really meant to help students establish a mathematical foundation for advancement in math and science pathways. And so here we see that over the last few years, the range of 7th graders that meet or exceed math standards was only 23 to 25%. Page 14 has some math-specific resources that one can use either at a personal level or at a systemic level. And again, you'll have links to that so you can check those out. At Go West Contra Costa, we believe that every child should have the opportunity to decide their own path after high school. Whether a student's journey leads them to a 4-year college, a 2-year college, an apprenticeship in a trade, employment at a tech company, the military, entrepreneurship, or any other next step, all of our young people should leave our schools ready to thrive. Currently, there are 2 key measurable areas for college readiness. One is the 11th grade SBAC, which is a measure of readiness in English language arts and math. And the second is the completion of A through G coursework, which is a measure of eligibility for UCs and CSUs. So to be clear, college and career readiness is more than academic preparedness. It also means social emotional skills, system navigation strategies, and financial supports that directly affect a student's ability to succeed in post-secondary training and learning environments. And so all of these are really important for future success. But when we take a closer look at where West Contra Costa fared, there has been little growth that ensures that all students are on track for expanded life opportunities. Here we can see over the years, and here we see that in ELA, we were from 15 to 20%, and in math, 5 stayed stagnant and went up to 8. Here are some additional resources that could potentially offer some support. Over the many years of working with families, I've often asked families and caregivers, what they want for their children. What is the future you're striving for? And although there have been a few differences in the answers, the sentiment is pretty similar. As parents, we want our children to have a better life than we did, whether that means graduating from high school, getting a good job, and or attending college. I created this table to show a few different educational options in California. In West Contra Costa, here are two examples of high schools. One is Richmond High School. Here is a picture of Kennedy. And students typically attend high school for 4 years. They attend 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. After high school, students may choose to go to a 2-year college, which is a community college such as Contra Costa College or DVC, Diablo Valley College. These are also known as junior colleges. Students can earn certificates here, and if they choose, they can earn an associate's degree in 2 years. On this side, we have the 4-year universities, which include the Cal State universities and the universities of California. The Cal State universities, there are 23 campuses, and the University of California campuses, there are 9. Here on this side, we have the 4-year colleges or universities. These are the institutes that students can earn a bachelor's degree from, typically in 4 years if they're attending full-time. In the Cal State University system, that is 23 campuses, and in the UC, or University of California system, that is 9 campuses. High school is called secondary school, so anything after high school is post-secondary education. After high school, a student might choose to work straight away. Another student might decide that after high school, they're going to go to community college, junior college, and after 2 years, they may decide to transfer from a community college to a 4-year university. And of course, there are students that are eligible and prepared to go to college right after high school, and they may choose a Cal State or a UC or many other options. Page 32 of the Kids Can report shows the percentage of graduates from the 2018 class that attended a UC in the fall of that same year. And we see that it ranges from 6% to 27%. These are both district and charter schools. Why is attending college so important? Again, we know that going to college may not be the path that every single student wants. Maybe it's not the path they choose, but we do believe that every single student should have options after high school, and those options should not be limited. Having the option to go to college opens many doors of opportunity for students, and as we shared earlier, that clearly means having a better life. Obviously, money isn't everything in life, and having a strong income definitely makes life easier. So when we look at average weekly income, there is a big difference between someone who graduates high school and someone who earns their 4-year degree. So what do students in our district need to be eligible for college? They need to take and pass these classes called the A through G requirements. The A through G requirements are a set of standards that the UC system in California has adopted to measure the academic base for acceptance into all the UCs. In high school, students take classes, and these classes are worth a certain number of credits. Students in West Contra Costa need 225 total credits to graduate. But it doesn't stop there. Students actually have to pass those classes with a minimum grade. So in order to get a diploma in West Contra Costa, students need to pass all these classes with a D or higher. D is little or no mastery. But in order for a student just to be eligible to apply for a CSU or a UC, students have to get a C or higher. So what's interesting here is that students are applying for the same seat at a college. And so in order to have a competitive application, most universities prefer that students have a minimum of a 3.0 grade point average, which is a B average, just to be considered. And so basically, the A through G requirements are just the minimum bar. Students should go beyond the A through G to truly be ready and competitive for college. It's really important to keep in mind that these are minimum standards. So if taking and passing these A through G requirements is just the bare minimum to apply for college, one has to wonder why the school district has a lower expectation for our students that enables them to earn a high school diploma with a letter D in their classes. As we move forward, thinking about our own roles as parents and as school leaders, we understand the importance of data. We understand the importance of work at the systems level. We understand the importance of holding decision makers accountable. Looking at resources from the Data Quality Campaign, we can see that where we want to get to is school leaders knowing what is and is not working at their school site, and that they're able to make timely decisions to support all students. We also want to ensure that parents know what they need to do to support their own students and that they can be that educational advocate for them.